the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From the place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And we look back at the instant reaction of what's happened on today's game. But before we do that, if you like what you see, then please smash the like buttons. It really does help the channel up the search results, so smash those likes. Thank you very much. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. That is free to do so, helps the channel grow. And also, bell notification tells you when I'm live, have an upcoming show, or any pre-record. So thank you very much indeed, guys, for that. I've got a poll in the chat there, guys, so please vote. Every vote counts, so please vote. And towards the end of the show, we'll have a look at the results of that vote and see what the majority think. So let's get into the comments, because there's lots of them come straight in. So Harry says, evening all, evening to you, Harry, hope you're well. Ryan says, last 3 league games draws are running out of chances to show we deserve a top 4, and the form we're in will be lucky to get a top 8. Okay, we'll get into that. Evening all, evening Tony, thank you very much, trolls. Sefton says, the squad needs a rest before our next game. Dan Burn has been awful. I had to say that. Yes, I totally agree. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you, Sefton. Ryan says, lack of quality up top. Wilson out, Willock out, Almiron out, St. Maxi out. The real problem is, apart from Mickey, St. Lucky goals, these players ain't at it since November. Okay. Troll says, if we don't shape up soon, we won't win the cup against Europe, in my opinion. I'm more concerned about the amount of injuries that we currently have, the likes of Wilson, ESM, Willock. Plus, if J7 gets another yellow, that he'll miss the final then result. Yeah, again, I'm going to come on to all of this, guys. Hi, Troll, says Sefton. Ryan says, quality ain't got a single attacking idea apart from the hit, the byline and cross. To no one can beat the back line, just shit Bruce football. Troll says Miggy might be out, hopefully not. Gary says, playing like this, we want to be bringing the cup home, but I'm sorry to say. Nah. Totally agree with you, Gary. Harry said before the start of the season that we take a Europa conference and a great cup run, which is what we're on target to achieve both. Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's see where we go from here. Absolutely, Harry. Troll says, the weird thing is we seem to be getting worse. Something's not quite right. Paul says we had 15 shots at goal with no clear-cut chances against the worst defence in the league. They had 2 clear-cut chances and were lucky not to win it when Byrne decided to stop playing. Yeah, I totally agree. And Byrne was the worst player tonight. Love Byrne, but was awful from him, in my opinion. Absolutely. Geordie says, evening all, evening to you, Geordie. Hope you're well. Luke says, evening to all. In frustrating game, 2 points dropped, but still fourth. Got to keep working hard and it will click again. Yeah, absolutely. Ian says, evening again to trolls. And he says, evening Tony, too many draws are costing us. I totally agree. Paul says, I'm disappointed as to who else we would want to play to get 3 points and to go back to third. An added injury list. Wilson, ESM, Willock, now also not looking good for us whatsoever. Yeah, I have to agree. Doesn't look great at all. Trolls, we have no choice but to rest Big Joe against Liverpool if he gets a yellow, if he plays. Yeah, that's what I said tonight. If he doesn't get a yellow tonight, we're all right. If he can have a free hit with Liverpool, but he can't now. Jody says, matches like these need to be our bread and butter if we are to get European football. You're absolutely spot on there, mate. Absolutely. Newcastle never come out and said we want top four. It's all about the people who get a grip anywhere in the top 10. Absolutely, Darren. Playing like that, we are, lucky. Let's get it straight. Where we are now, the way we are playing now, there is no way we are a top 4 team. I said, if we get top 7 at the end of the season, this was before the season started, I said I'd be happy with the Europa Conference League place because it's a European competition. And I still stand by that. If we finish 7th, to me, that's progress. If we get into the European Conference League, that is progress at the end of the day, considering where we were 12 months ago. That's what you got to look at, where we were. We've come so far in such a short space of time. And I think, and it was going to be a tough game against Bournemouth. Let's make no bones about it. This team's fighting to stay in the Premier League, and they've got some quick players on that side. Ryan says, bare bones in midfield. Who made the decision to sell Shelvey? Well, yeah, but I think Shelvey wanted to go as well. That's the thing, Ryan. So, Ryan Foster says, we are bottle jobs, lack of top quality. Players are costing us. We are putting our season in the hands of players who could have relegated us before. How? We did not high press at all with our front three. Yeah, it just wasn't a great game tonight all around, guys. That's the thing. Paul says, we knew it was risky not replacing Shelvey. It's now come to light just how risky it was. Again, yeah, it is, isn't it? Paul, so I'm still happy, just disappointed we couldn't beat a terrible Bournemouth side. Passionate rant. Yeah, no, totally agree with you, mate. Absolutely. Jody says, a positive takeaway is that we aren't losing matches, we are drawn now. I'd rather have a point than absolutely nothing. That's the point. That's the thing. Let's think positively. A point is a positive. Anything like that is a positive. A draw or a win is a positive. It's the losses you don't want. Troll says, I have a feeling Howe didn't want to buy more players till the summer, just my opinion. I don't think it's that. I think it's to do with the FFP as well. And there's nothing you can do about FFP, unfortunately. Ryan says, Howe squeezed as much as possible at the midfield given to him. No creativity at all comes from our right back. Yeah, I see where you're coming from on that point there, Ryan. And Darren says, out of my draws, going to cost us. We're in the top half of the league. Let's get a grip. Yeah, look where we are in the league. You know, we're doing better. We're doing better than we thought we would do this season, to be fair. I mean, before the World Cup break, or, you know, even just after the World Cup break, if somebody had said to me we would be in the top 4, I would have laughed at them, to be fair, because in my expectations, I would have thought we maybe around about 10th place going into the World Cup or coming out of the World Cup break. So to be where we are is fantastic. Look, we've got the points on the board now, and let's see where we finish in May. That's the only thing you can say now. See where we finish, and that is where we are. The table won't lie at the end of the season, that's for sure. There's going to be bumps in the road, and we've had a few of them. Ryan said, I'd rather have Lewis back in now. Sick of Byrne at left back. Yeah, Byrne didn't cover himself in glory tonight, and yeah, if wrote him off and give Lewis a run, who knows? Ryan says, Tony, it's you saying top 7, but Piff challenged the squad to aim higher, and since we came back from Saudi, they bottled it, and we've shown a lack of attacking. Stop buying kits to get top talent. Well, we don't know for a start, as if Piff actually did say to them they wanted them to finish as high as possible. They're probably looking at we're finishing in Europe, but we don't know what was actually said, so we can't really comment on that one as such. Andrew says the players themselves may not have been happy with the transfer windows. Maybe not, but we just got to be careful how we spend, haven't we? Paul says Burn normally gets a lot of cover from Willock and Joe Linton. He didn't have that today, was exposed because of it. He's good at left back, but only with a cover. Yeah, that's true enough, Paul. You hit the nail on the head. Troll says now we have two midfielders, not good at all. Yeah. Ryan says Tony, we aspire to take the payout of Leicester when we beat them, but since then, look how Leicester play. Now they don't get hit by the byline and look lost crossing it. They know how to score. Yeah, maybe Leicester's on a run on at the moment. So yeah, I'm glad I'm seeing fans prioritise a cup over top four. A cup all day, every day, says Ryan. Yeah, a cup. Yeah, we would love a cup. Now the only problem is the way we're playing at the moment, and I'm not saying this lightly, because I would love us to win a trophy, because I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I'll take a trophy over a top four place any day. But the way we're playing at the moment, if we don't book our ideas up when we play Man U in that final, we won't be coming home with that trophy. That's the reality of this. So we just need to get ourselves sorted out as a team. Yes, we're playing against a team like Bournemouth, but to be fair, Bournemouth came out and played, and by all accounts could have beat us if they wanted to. And just thankfully Trippier was on the line to stop that ball going in the back of the net. Burner's been off the last few games, says Trolls. Yeah, again, he's not been the best, has he? We're going to lose eventually. I'm looking forward to seeing these comments. Yeah, Darren, that's the thing. We're going to have a loss. I mean, we're unbeaten since August in the Premier League anyway. And that's the thing, Darren. We're going to get that loss, and we've got to accept that loss. Now, whether that loss comes next weekend or whether that loss comes when we go to Manchester City, who knows? But at the end of the day, we've just got to realise that when that loss comes around, we just have to accept it and say, right, okay, if we lose the game and we've played absolutely brilliant, then fair enough, we can say, well, actually, we've lost to the better team. So it depends on the manner of the loss, but also it depends how we come back from that defeat as well. So when our next defeat does come, we have to see how we bounce back from that defeat, and that's the key. Gary says, yes, a point's a positive, but dropping 2 points is a negative. Just saying, that's all. Yeah, it would have been nice to get the 3 points tonight, but let's be real, guys. We came up against a determined Bournemouth side. Let's be fair, they were better than us. And I'm not saying that lightly, but I am saying that they were better than us. I mean, first half, we were well off the pace. We were just fortunate to get that equaliser just before half time. Has the keeper made an error there? Maybe. But Almiron's put it in the back of the net. You would have thought that would have kicked us on for the second half, but unfortunately things just didn't go to plan, did they? And the most important thing is Isak didn't get the service either. Andrew says, these things happen, lads. Players get tired, injured, goals dry up a bit. We're still mint and still heading the right way. Keep the faith. Absolutely. Well said, Andrew. That's the way to do it, mate. We're going in the right direction. Bad timing, no, Andrew, says Trolls. Paul says, going to have to start looking at free agents in the midfield at this rate with injuries. Well, I don't think we'll be able to bring them in because isn't the squad's being done now, so I don't think you can add unless they're under 21 or whatever it is. But yeah. Knight says, hi Knight, hope you're well. He says, thought Dan Burn wasn't at his best. No, not tonight he wasn't. Andrew says, can't control that though. Every team goes through it. Yeah, absolutely. Look how inconsistent Tottenham Hotspur are. Beat Man City last week. Get beat off Leicester today. And they can't use the excuse they've got no Lloris or Romero because they've got a team full of players. So This is what I'm saying. There's inconsistencies all over in the Premier League. It's not just us. Drew says, Trolls. Ryan says, we do know because Eddie told us that he was challenged by the owner so they can take that Amazon money and fix his team in the summer. Okay, maybe I've missed that then. Andrew says, I've noticed since the first semi-final we are nervous. Yeah, are we still in a cup hangover? That's the problem. We're looking at Wembley and we need to keep our eye off Wembley at the moment because it's not there for another 2 weeks. Jody says, a loss might be a reset that makes us bounce back stronger. Do you know what? That's true, Jody. That's absolutely true, mate. Yeah. Ryan says, I love your show, but let's be honest, we can't score more than one unless Rashford gets knocked out tomorrow. We ain't going to win that final. We've shown we ain't got a clue how to attack. The thing is, finals are a different thing because your phone book goes out the window in a final. It's a one-off game. It's not a Premier League game. It's a one-off league. It's a one-off final. So who knows? We might turn up in that final and play brilliantly. But it is what it is. We wait and see. But the final's a long way off. And to be fair, let's concentrate on what's happened tonight. Let's look forward to next week's game. And then after that, we can start counting down to Wembley and talking about the Carabao Cup final. Jody says, I think Bournemouth and Crystal Palace are our bogey clubs to play against. I mean, yeah, we beat Bournemouth in the Cup 1-0, courtesy of an own goal. But we drew with them at St James's Park after going 1 down. Again, we went 1 down to them tonight and drew again. Crystal Palace... Yeah, 3-0 draws for Palace this season. That's including the Carabao Cup. Yeah, we won on penalties, but it was 0-0. Yeah, there's just something's not clicked there, has it? But thing is, at that Vitality Stadium, it is a tough game down there. Ollie Hara, good evening to you, Ollie. What's Botman going down holding his face? Yeah, I mean, he went down, didn't he? And don't know what that was all about, but I suppose just trying to not get himself a booking, I suppose, but who knows. And if that's your first time, mate, thank you for coming on the channel and hope you've hit that subscribe button. William says, a lot of draws in teams like United and Arsenal when they won leagues. Sometimes it's about getting a draw when it doesn't work out. That's absolutely correct, William. And good evening to you, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Arsenal got a draw today, didn't they? Everybody expected them to roll Brentford over, but they didn't. They got a draw at the Emirates. As I say, Spurs got walloped today. Man U could go to Leeds tomorrow and get beat off Leeds. Who knows? Remember, Leeds are not frightened because they've got no manager at the minute. So they're just going out there playing with freedom. So who knows? They'll go and beat Man United. And as bad as we are thinking about our draw today, it could be worse for Man U tomorrow. So who knows? Let's wait and see on that one. Ollie says, and Gordon missing a goal from 5 yards. Yeah, he missed it, didn't he? What did the ball come too quick to him? That's the thing. That's what you got to look at. And but yeah, it is what it is. Ryan says, Tony, it's 3 games in a row. When are we fans going to wake up that we ain't been good any game in the league over 3 months? It's not a blip. And Isak keeps reminding he's a donkey worst player of the game. Isak was trying to get everything going, but he couldn't. And for Isak to score, he needs a service. He hasn't been getting the service. That is the problem. He hasn't had the service. So if Isak hasn't got the service, then he's not going to be able to have an impact in the game. So he was trying to go out way to try and create something, but it just wasn't happening. Andrew says, Isak's not a striker. Yeah, well, he is, but he's just not really got... he's just not really had the chances, has he? And remember, he's just come back from injury. Paul says, can't you still get emergency incomings? I'm not sure what the rules are on that. I know you can for goalkeepers, but I'm not sure what the rules are on the rest of the team, so I'll have to look on that one. We have to remember we are fourth in the cup final. Would have taken that at the start of the season. Do you know what, Ian? Absolutely. Absolutely 100% correct. We would have took that at the start of a season to get in the League Cup final and be in the top four. Absolutely. Gary says it'd be horrible if that last game against Liverpool, if we lost that game against Liverpool. It would be, but would it be a bad result? Maybe, but then maybe, as Geordie said earlier there in the chat, maybe a loss is what we need just to reset. But, we wait and see. John, good evening to you. He says, teams have worked us out now and how we look poor. Yeah, they have. That's the thing. Do we need to change the formation around a little bit? Just do a couple of little tweaks just to put the opposition off, and then they'll not think, oh, hang on, they're predictable now. So let's see. But yeah, that's the thing. Let's see. Do we tweak this formation? And yeah. And welcome on the channel, mate. If you're new at the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Harry says, Spurs didn't only get beat off Leicester, they got hammered. Yes, they did. They got absolutely walloped, didn't they? 4-1. Paul says, Arsenal lost and then drew today, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. Remember, Arsenal lost to Everton, who are in the bottom three. Yes, it was Sean Dyche's first game. But, that's the thing. William says, Isak has Rashford vibes, could be better from Wade. Yeah, he could be. You could be right there. Let's hope Wilson's not too bad. Harry says, would a loss against Liverpool be a good thing? I think it could be. It could be, yeah, because it could just be the reality check we actually need. That's the thing. So, we wait and see on that one. Troll says, and the way Trips play tonight, Rashford will run rings around him. Maybe, but there again, who knows? Like I said, the cup final is a one-off game. Christopher says, I'll take the point considering how poor we were. However, if we continue playing like this, questions need to be asked regardless of injuries and of fatigue. Our passing should be better. Yeah, it should be. Absolutely. Totally agree, mate. Bruno will be in the final. He'll be the vocal, in my opinion, says Trolls. Yeah, he will be. He'll be back. We can't wait to have him back. Are we missing Bruno in the middle? But we shouldn't be relying on Bruno. We should have a team to be able to cope. Ryan says, we're going to play Liverpool with kids in the team today. We got 3 serious injuries. They won't be back for Liverpool. Wilson's out. That's 4 out. We are 2 short after January. Well, we don't know what the thing is, Wilson, apart from it's a hamstring issue. So, he could be back next week. Eddie Howe says it's not serious. We don't know. Almiron, you stood on, it seems to be his wrist. Maybe he's got a fracture or something. We don't know. He might be able to play with a cast. So he might be fit next week. We just have to see. Joe Willock, we don't know what's the state with him. Again, that could just be precaution why he was taken off after 36 minutes. And Ollie gives a thumbs up. Thank you very much, mate. Harry says it's a Premier League, anything's possible. Yeah, exactly. It's unpredictable, the Premier League. And you always get a shock result, or you get results that you don't expect to happen. Troll says it's not the result that worries me, it's how we played. Yeah, absolutely, Trolls. I mean, we didn't play great tonight, that's for sure. Andy says everyone was saying we wanted Joe Linton back in the midfield. I actually think Eddie had it right. He's better on the left of the front 3. Yeah, I tend to agree, Andy, on that one. And obviously, once Bruno's back for the final, let's pray that Joe Linton doesn't pick up a yellow card next Saturday. Then I'll see Joe Linton back on the left. But I think Anthony Gordon will probably play there next week because it looks like Maxi's got another injury. And welcome on the channel, mate. Glad to join us. And if you want to hit the subscribe, that would be great. Thank you. Troll says it is what it is with Gordon, but when ESM, it's terrible. Yeah, I mean, ESM didn't play too bad. He tried everything he could tonight, but again, when you're not playing well as a whole team, and it's the team on the whole's not playing well, that's when confidence hits other players. Harry says, Isak's a modern forward. That's what he's doing today. Players like Yes and Miggy need to be offering him a lot more service, and it could have been a different story. Exactly, Harry. That's what I'm saying. He didn't get the service, and that's the problem. Ryan says Isak has always been a striker. He's not all that, and it's showing. Again, mate, it's just opinions, and yeah, we'll see the best of Isak. Don't you worry about that. Troll says it was a bad team performance, nothing else. It's a bad day at the office. Eddie Howe looked very frustrated on that touchline, and I'm sure he'll have some words for the team afterwards. Troll says rather have Big Joe in the middle than Willock, to be honest. And Jody says, I think once Bruno's back, Eddie will go with Pope, Trippier, Botman, Share, Burn, Bruno, Longstaff, Willock, Almiron, Joe Linton, and Wilson. Yeah, I think so. Like I say, we'll find out what the injuries are like. Isak isn't a striker, I'll tell you that now. Good forward, yes. Striker, no. No, he's not a out-and-out goal scorer, but he is a good good forward. So, yeah. So, I mean, tonight's game, so as I say, we went in that game and so I'll just bring up the team sheet. So that was the team sheet we went with tonight. Pope, Trippier, Share, Botman, Burn, Longstaff, Willock, Joe Linton, Almiron, St. Maximum, and Isak. We all got a shock that Wilson wasn't in the side. But overall, looking at that team, you thought, right, that's a good enough team to go out there and win that game. We were very, very sloppy in that first half, and I mean sloppy. It was a terrible first half. They took the lead. Another poor defensive error at a corner again. This is the second week in a row now. The corner's gone over and the player scored at the back stick. And last week it was Paqueta, Brazilian. This week it was an Argentinian, in Senesi, or Senesi, however you want to pronounce his name. And you would have thought last week we learned from that, but we done exactly the same mistake and let them in. Then as soon as they got in, we did try, and then Willock went off on 36 minutes to be replaced by Anthony Gordon because of an injury. And then on the stroke of half time, we did get that equaliser through Miggy Almiron after a Sean Longstaff shot was parried by the goalkeeper. And Almiron was there to pop the ball in the back of the net and move into double figures with his 10th goal of the season. Now, we'd have thought second half we come out, we'll start off on the front foot and we would start, right, okay, we've got the goal, let's go in now, we've got the confidence, let's go on and win this game. Again, it didn't happen. And unfortunately, we've had a couple of injuries in the second half. St. Maximum's gone off, Almiron's gone off. So in that game, 3 players have gone off with injuries. Byrne had a stinker of a game today. And I like Dan Byrne as a player, but I thought today he was not on his A game whatsoever. So it was a poor day at the office. It was a 1-1 draw. Yes, disappointing as it seems. And maybe, yeah, we should have gone for 3 points. But Bournemouth is a tough place to go. I know the Bournemouth fan I had on the other night said that we would probably have beat them tonight. And he was hoping in some ways that we would, because he thinks Gary O'Neill needs to be relieved of his duties, because as nice a guy he is, he shouldn't have really been thrust into this job. But we got a draw. And, Bournemouth were very spirited. They looked a very athletic side. So, let's pull no punches. Bournemouth, weren't there just to make up the numbers. They were there to compete, and they competed very well. So, as I say, we just have to see what happens. The poll at the moment I've got for can we finish in the top 4? Currently at the moment, it's 50% each. So it's 50-50. So 50% yes, 50% no. And that's at the moment with the poll. Just my man of the match for me, I mean, well, for us, I'll say Trippier because he saved that goal from going in. Because had that gone in, we would have lost that game 2-1. So I'll give Trippier for that clearance off the line. I could have given him Almiron for getting into double figures, but I've given it to Trippier because I think that's fair enough. Because as I say, if it wasn't for Trippier stopping that going in, then like I say, we could have well and truly been on the losing side of that game tonight, and that wouldn't have been great at all. So let's be real. The Premier League's a tough place. Every team's competing, and who thought the other night at Old Trafford Leeds would have gone 2-0 up and I know they got pegged back to 2-2. So people would have thought Man U should have won that game the other night, but they didn't. So it's the same for us. We haven't won the game tonight, but we got a point, and the point is the positive part about it. We're not losing games. We are still picking up points. As long as you're still picking up points, it still hands you in good stead. But it's when you want to pick that win up to pull away from the team that's below you. That's the point. That's the problem, and we're not doing it. And we had that dawn tonight where we should have got that 3 points to pull further away from Spurs, but we haven't. But we're still 2 points ahead of Spurs. So even if we were to draw with Liverpool and Spurs won, we'd still be in 4th place ahead of Spurs on goal difference. So, we're not in a bad place, and we just got to look at where we are now from where we were 12 months ago. 12 months ago, we were fighting relegation to stay in the Premier League. This year, we're fighting a different battle. We're fighting a battle to be in the top 4 of the Premier League, and that's the difference. And sometimes it can create pressure on players because they think, oh, we're that high up, we need to keep up here. And then sometimes it can become mentally draining, which then can affect your performance. And maybe that's what's coming into play. Maybe they're mentally drained because they're trying to do everything they can to stay in the top 4. But like I say, if we finish 7th at worst, that's not a disaster because we're still in European competition. It's where I predicted before the season started. I said we would win the Carabao Cup, so we're 1 step away from winning that. I said we'd finish 7th. I said we get the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We didn't get anywhere near that anyway. So it is what it is. Let's see where we finish in May. And then when we finish wherever we are in May, we can look back and say, right, was this a great season or was it a bad season? Nobody expected us to be in the top 4 this season. That's the thing. Nobody expected that. This was a plan of 5 years. Yes, we have jumped well ahead of that plan. That's the thing. But I believe the owners will spend big in the summer. And I'm just going to get into some more comments now. Troll says we have way too many passes in the defence, so our wingers are swamped before they get the ball. Do you know what? I agree with that. I mean, there's too much passing around at the back. Why aren't we getting it forward? We're trying to walk. We're trying to walk the ball into the back of the net. Be a bit more creative, be a bit more cute. Try and put crosses in there. Even if it hits a defence and comes back out, you've got a chance of getting on it on the loose ball. Stop trying to walk it in the back of the net. It doesn't work. Christopher says, we cursed it when it comes to injuries. I hear fans, managers of other teams complain about their injury list, but I truly believe we have the worst luck with it in the league. We certainly do, but maybe it's our pressing game, and maybe that's having an impact on how we actually are playing as a team. So we'll see. Alan says, Trolls, you're correct, closed down far too easily. Absolutely, Alan, totally agree. Jody says, we are terrible at defending, also taking corners. That's something that Eddie Howe and Course seriously need to work on. Yeah, they do. The defending for the corners for the last 2 games has been absolutely woeful. Great job ESM did starting our attack for the goal. Great pass. Yeah, I mean, the VAR checked that out just to make sure it hadn't crossed the line because ESM did very, very well to keep that ball in play and then get it over. So, yeah, well done, ESM. Ryan says, I'm fed up with the Inkeberg Dortmund Sociedad. Isak is a number 9. Do your homework. He played wide for one season because they bought him a new striker, hence why they gave him, because he was 17 goals as a striker at, that was at Sociedad when he got 17 in 34 games, which was a ratio of 1 and 2. Christopher says, Jody, that's true. We're unbreakable defensively earlier in the season, but lately we've looked out of sorts. Again, is it tiredness? Is it the cup hangover? This is the thing. What is going on with the defence? Troll says maybe give Ashby a chance at the right and move trips to the left after the cup final if Target isn't back. Do you know what? That's not a bad show. Do it next week. Do it next week against Liverpool. Why not? Why pay £3 million for someone like Ashby if he's not going to get a chance? Geordie says ESM deserves credit for his build-up that led to make his 10th goal. Yeah, absolutely, Geordie. Very good to keep that ball in play because that's a difficult skill. I think, man, you're in a totally different match tomorrow. I think the way they get into heated moments, such as Casemiro's red card, they will struggle tomorrow at Ellen Road. I've got to agree 100%. I think they will struggle tomorrow. Absolutely. Jump ahead of plan expectations raised. Let's see where we are after the Chelsea match in May. That's the thing. Let's see where we are in May. And that'll determine where our season's going when it comes to May. So, and like I say, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world if we finish 7th place because we are still in European competition regardless. So that's what you got to look at. Guys, if you like what you see, please smash the likes. It really does help the channel up the search results. So smash those likes. Thank you very much. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-recorded show, or any upcoming shows, guys. But, yeah, I mean, like I say, we are where we are. And, we shouldn't be too despondent that we've got a draw tonight. Yes, it's disappointing that we didn't get a win against the team that we should realistically look at and think we should be beaten. But you know what? Let's see what happens going forward. I mean, the poll at the moment, it is still split at 50-50. So it looks like we're sitting on the fence on this one at the moment. Geordie says, beat Man U on the 26th and we're guaranteed European football. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Let's beat them and let's get into Europe and let's bring the trophy home as well. Ryan says, we had a week off. I want to see Trippier stripped from the attacks. It's not working. They have to wait for him to hit crosses that are going nowhere. We need to work in the box or shoot faster at goal. I have to agree, mate. I have to agree because the way I look at it is with Trippier, it's just not working at the moment. I just don't know what's happening. It's just not working. Troll says, how can players fall so much in such short times? It scares me, to be honest. Yeah, it does. Alan says, let's not worry too much. After all, those around us didn't win either. Exactly, Alan. That is the key point. Is this cup, I mean, before we go off air tonight, guys, get your comments in. Is this cup final hanging over us too much? And is this why the performances are dropping? Because we're more interested in the cup final rather than Premier League. Get your thoughts in, guys. Are we being too complacent? Troll says we need to shoot from outside the box and we pass and pass. Yeah, absolutely. Have a shot from outside. If it hits a keeper and he saves it, or it comes off a defender, you've got a chance. Agree, Paul says. Paul, agree with one of the Trippier on the right. It has been worked out. It's worked for some time this season, but isn't now. Yeah, that's the thing. Teams are working us out, and that is the problem. So that is the problem, guys. We need to make sure we are stepping up on this. Just going to go back to the poll and see how it's going. Yeah, so the poll is still split at 50-50. Troll says we can't do anything with corners, so well, considering they were the worst team on corners, Bournemouth, I didn't think we put them under too much pressure. To be fair, Alan says, Tony, you could be right. The cup final on our minds. That's what I think it is, Alan. I think it is. I think the cup final's hanging over us too much, and we're thinking about the Wembley trip rather than thinking about, hang on a minute, we're in a battle here in the Premier League. We're in the top four battle. Let's go on and try and get in the top four. Ryan says, watch Leicester today. They don't use full backs. They have the confidence there, central midfield, inside forward to get goals. Because they have quality. They do not have that front six. Yeah, again, I have to say, I haven't seen the Leicester game, but I will certainly watch it on Match of the Day later. And yeah. Troll says, put Miggy on the keeper rather than Burner Botman, in my opinion. Yeah. Foxy, he says, Trippier crossing criticism isn't totally fair. We have no one that can score a header. Last player that decent for us in the hair was Rondon. Yeah, Rondon, he was brilliant for us, wasn't he? Yeah, you're absolutely spot on there, Foxy. Harry says, focus on one game at a time. Liverpool next week. That's more important than the Man U match. It's a game just to forget about the cup final. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Let's forget about the cup final next week. Let's go out there. Let's put a performance on. Let's put a performance on against Liverpool. Win that game next week, and everybody will forget about the West Ham and the Bournemouth draws. Trolls says, great show. Thank you very much indeed, Trolls. I mean, guys, if you like what you see, please smash the likes. It really does help the channel. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow. And bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well, guys. So please smash the subscribe and the like. Currently 366 subscribers, so I'm 34 away from 400. So love to see if I can get to 400 by the time we even get to the cup final. So that would be great. Yes. Take care all and have a great night. You too, Trolls. Thank you very much, mate. Foxy says we are crossing for a player that has barely scored career goals with his head, and if Isak doesn't score a header, does score a header on a plate for him, he's not a forward to attack crosses. He waits for loose balls. Yeah, again, absolutely well said, Foxy. Harry says, I think the opposition get a corner against us. We should stick both Miggy and ESM up front and hit the opposition on the counter. Yeah. I mean, Trippier did turn around and say he lost his man, and he admitted that on TV after the game. Ryan says, sorry, I'm Trippier and the manager. We ain't playing 90s football. Why cross when you know the squad doesn't have the ability to keep across? That's why we don't get goals. It's boring. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, mate. Alan says, we've dropped off recently, so we should treat every game as a cup final, Tony. Yeah, I totally agree, Alan. Totally agree indeed. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Tanji says, when the cup final day arrives, our desire, focus, intensity is 100%. We will have too much from Man United in the final. Let's hope we do, Tanji. That's the thing. Let's hope we do. I mean, let's hope this is just false the way we're playing at the moment. I think I'll be glad when the cup final's out the way, because then that'll see where we start as a team after the cup final. So, and remember now, we're going to have 2 games on hand on Tottenham, because not only we've got the West Ham game away as a game in hand, but we'll also have the Brighton home game because that's on the same weekend as the final. So we'll have 2 games in hand over Tottenham Hotspur. But I'm just going to dip back into the poll. And the poll is still showing 52% saying yes. So the poll is now ended. So 52% say yes that we will finish in the top 4, and 48% say we will finish in outside the top 4. So 52%. It's a marginal swing, but a marginal people have said that we'll finish in the top 4 this season. Ryan says it's common sense, Tony, even if Eddie ordered, if they should have the loose to know how to attack and lack of quality. Top players make things happen. It's showing that our players up. Yeah, again, it's going to be a big summer. We'll wait and see what happens in the summer. That's the thing, Ryan. Tanji says, I'm going to watch the tears leading up the cup final from Man U fans as they play Leeds and inform Leicester and Barcelona twice. Yeah, they've got to play Leicester, who are on form. And not only that, they've then got 2 games with Barcelona in between. They play Barcelona Thursday, and then they play them at home Thursday before the cup final. And that's going to be tough because if they've had a tough game, if it's a draw at the Nou Camp, it could be a tough game at Old Trafford and it could go to extra time. So it could be a long night for them. So yeah, so it's even better for us. Ryan says, I'm at the cup final. I got my work ticket from the FA as I work there and my company have a box in Wembley. Nice one, mate. Nice one. And I hope you enjoy the game and have a great day there at Wembley. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. But as I say, the poll said 52% said yes, we'll finish top 4. 48% says we'll not finish in the top 4. But yeah, guys, I mean, you know, a disappointing draw, a disappointing team performance all around. We didn't really play well as a team. We could have played better, but we didn't. But we didn't lose a game. We got a point. Harry, you going to Wembley, Tony? No, I won't be going, mate. Nowhere near for a ticket. And but you know what? I'll watch it on TV. And on Cup Final Day, I'll put out a couple of shows during the day on Cup Final Day. So we'll have a little bit of maybe a cup final breakfast and then a cup final warm-up show to like build up to the game with the teams and everything. And then an instant reaction afterwards. So that's what I'll be doing on Cup Final Day. So join me for that, guys. Ryan says, if Newcastle win the cup, my problem is that low Euro League, we won't see many top players as they see it as a Mickey Mouse compo. Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Could win the cup, go on a run, stay in the top 4. Who knows? But at the end of the day, we'll see where we are at the end of the season. That is the thing. Tanji says, Liverpool next week, we should play Anderson, Gordon, Murphy, Fraser, and still beat Liverpool. We can't afford Isak to have an injury before, that's for sure. Yeah, I totally agree. I think Isak would play, but I don't think ESM will be fit next week. He didn't look great when he went off the pitch tonight. But again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what Eddie's got to say. Maybe he'll come out and say, you know, this player's got an injury, that player's out. And so we wait and see. We'll find out anyway. But yeah, guys. So yeah, we'll come to the end of the show. If you like what you see, please smash the likes. Thank you very much. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then hit the subscribe. It's free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And the notifying of the bell notification that will tell you when we're live, have an upcoming show or any pre-records. So please smash the like and subscribe and the bell. And don't forget also, you can share my channel or these shows on your socials as well, guys. So anybody who hasn't heard of the channel, I'll pick up on it and think, oh, I'll have to go and watch that and see what's going on. So yeah, the power of social media is great, guys. So thank you very much indeed. Harry says Europa League wouldn't be a bad thing for our club. It will also allow us to see where we are as a club with players and also management before jumping in with the big guns. Yeah, I absolutely totally agree with that, Harry. Yeah, well said, mate. Great comment. Thanks, Tony. Can you shorten it? Yeah, thanks, Alan. Thanks very much. Ian says, cheers, Tony. Take care. Yeah, thanks very much, Ian. Tanji says, we might have to gamble on players next week to make sure we have the best possible starting 11 for the cup final. Again, I totally agree with Tanji. We can't afford to go in that cup final without the best 11. Hopefully these injuries aren't too bad, and hopefully they're just knocks. And we'll find out more off Eddie Howe. And he says, Tony Law, no, that's no worries, mate. I knew exactly what you meant. But yeah. So, guys, on a day that we thought we might beat Bournemouth after Tottenham losing 4-1 against Leicester City, we didn't. But we are still 2 points ahead of them, still in the top 4 as it stands at the moment. And I'll probably come back tomorrow with a match review. But until then, guys, as I say, please hit the like and the subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. And till then, I will... Oh, hang on, I've got another comment in. Ryan says, we need to park the bus and take the hit to get Wilson ready for the final. Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens. I don't think Eddie will park the bus. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me tonight on the short show. Yes, it's a 1-1 draw, a lot of disappointment, but let's not be too disappointed. Look where we are 12 months after last season. And not only that, we haven't lost a game. We still got a point. It's a point in the right direction. On that note, thank you very much, guys, for joining me on It's All Black and White TV. Till the next time, take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye for now.